Hey everyone, it's Rajiv and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving my book review of a book that I have been eagerly awaiting since it released the last few days. And that book is the young adult fantasy novel called House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. Before I start talking about the book, I would like to say that I post book-related videos and reviews daily in my channel. So if you enjoy watching this video, then please do like and subscribe to show your support. So the story is a Grimm's brother retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, and it is told in the perspective of the main character, Annaleigh. Now, Annaleigh lives this very sheltered life in Highmoor, in this manor by the sea, and she has 11 other sisters and has a father and a stepmother. Now, tragedy soon befalls the family when 4 of the 12 sisters die in very mysterious and gruesome ways. Everyone in town soon start to whisper and spread rumors that the family is actually cursed by the gods, and that's why each of the sisters are dying one by one. Even though Annaleigh can somehow accept the fact that her first 3 sisters' death were due to natural causes, she does not suspect that the latest death of her sister Eulalie is an accident, and she believes it to be a murder. So as Annaleigh starts to investigate as to what happened to her sisters, her living sisters find out the secret passageway that lets them attend these mysterious balls every night, where the sisters dance to their heart's content. But as Annaleigh starts to dig deeper, she starts to realize what is actually haunting her family, and she needs to stop it before it claims her next. Before I start talking about my review, I would like to say that my review is going to contain possible spoilers because I am going to talk about the things that I liked and disliked in the story. To be honest, I was so conflicted when I was reading the story. On one hand, it is so good because it has all the elements that I love to read in a good book. It is a retelling of a classic but yet kind of an obscure tale of the Grimm's brothers' 12 Dancing Princesses. It is also a gothic murder mystery with a touch of romance to it. And it also has all these paranormal elements like ghosts and mortals and gods. So the original Grimm's version talks about this king who wants to find out the mystery behind the worn out shoes, and so he tells all the people of the kingdom to find out the secret of the princesses and what they are hiding from him. And whoever solves it will be able to marry his daughter. But this version was so much better than the original because it actually has each of the princesses dying in mysterious circumstances, and it focuses on the main character Annaleigh to find out what is going on and why it's happening. And not to mention that the book cover is simply gorgeous to look at. It immediately wants to make you pick it up from the shelves and start reading it. There is also a lot of creepy and suspenseful elements with some gore and violence included. And there are so many twists and turns as well where you just don't know what is going to happen next. But that is exactly the same reason as to why I could not enjoy this book at certain parts. There are just too many things that are happening right after each other that the book kind of tends to lose focus on the main plot, and it reaches to such a point where I really did not know what was happening or whether the things and the people that Annaleigh was seeing were real or not, and it just made me very confused. So in the beginning, it focuses more on Annaleigh trying to find out the mystery behind Eulalie's death, and then it shifts to the mystery of what happened to Fisher, and then it changes focus on the mysterious ball that the girls attend every night, and then it suddenly comes to Verity's terrifying drawings, and then it starts to focus on the mystery of the other disappearances of her sisters. And there was just too many things happening in different directions, and it was really hard to focus on one thing. So yeah, there are a lot of things happening in the story where the focus tends to waver from one thing to the other. And even though it somehow connects nicely towards the end, where you find out how all these things are connected to each other and who is responsible for it, it felt like the reason and the explanation as to what was happening just came out of the blue with new characters that were introduced. And even after reading the book, I am still confused as to whether Fisher and Cassius were real or not in the beginning, or if they were real in the beginning and they somehow became a figment of her imagination later towards the story. So, as you can see, on one hand, I completely loved the story because it twisted my whole thought process as to what was going on. But on the other hand, I got frustrated because of the same reason. Considering that this is the author's debut novel, I really loved her tone and her style of writing. I really loved how she wrote the whole story in a very fairy tale and suspenseful manner, and I'm really interested and keen in hoping that she writes more young adult fantasy novels in the future. I really like Annaleig's character and her relationship with her sisters. I felt like her romance with Cassius, though, was a little forced and it had a touch of insta love, which I am not really fond of. So the romance really did not stand out for me in the novel. Like I said, the main thing that stood out for me was the plot and the mystery and the twists and turns that happen in the story. But somehow I felt like the pacing and the focus could have been tweaked better. To be honest, I really had high expectations of reading this book, and even though it was a compelling read, after I finished reading it, it really did not have that wow factor on me. So yeah, overall, House of Salt and Sorrows was an interesting read, but it's really not something that I had expected. So for that reason, I would give this book a rating of only 3.5 out of 5 stars. Have you read this book? And if you have, what did you think about it? Are you a fan of fairy tale retellings? And if so, which one is your favorite? Please do share your thoughts and comments on the section below, as I would love to hear from you. And again, if you enjoyed watching this video, then please do like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.